You posted Dr. Malachi York on your Instagram.
Yes, sir.
What's your thoughts? You know, because he's real controversial. A lot of people say he did some crazy shit.
So let's go over the crazy shit. Since we're dealing with the slander of the leadership, that leadership, you got to stop letting them kill our leaders. All they leaders is pedophiles and blood drinkers.
Hi guys. My name is Roy, and for the most evil invention in the world contest, I invented a child molesting robot. And for the most evil invention in the world contest, I invented a child molesting robot.
What the fuck is going on?
All they leaders is pedophiles and blood drinkers. And we letting their leaders tear our leaders down using the media that they control.
It's a robot that is designed to molest children. I call it Robo Chomo. And it can, theoretically, molest twice as many children as a human molester in, quite frankly, half the time. I eat children. Children and pineapples. I eat children. How old are you? 12. Oh, okay. Only to 10.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Children and pineapple. I eat children. I eat children.
What? So we said as a people, as a community, we gonna come over here and we gonna see what the fuck is going on. Exactly. Cause truth be told, it's been going on for too long any damn.
You posted Dr. Malachi York on your Instagram.
Yes, sir.
What's your thoughts? You know, because he's real controversial. A lot of people say he did some crazy shit.
So let's go over the crazy shit. Since we're dealing with the slander of the leadership, this is why we ain't got no effective leaders, because we got too many people criticizing with no facts. So they accuse him of touching these kids. So they say they're going to link him to all of the cases through a genetically traceable strain of herpes. The problem is that Malachi don't have herpes, never had herpes, and he's been going to the doctors for an annual visit, which included a full STD span since the 70s. So he only had herpes long enough to get a herpes to these kids, and then turned around and went to prison and got rid of the herpes. Since they've been testing him in there, he still don't got herpes. Make it make sense. If you don't understand the intricacies and the details, keep your mouth shut till you get the receipt. You can't have herpes for 3 years and don't got it no more. Or you can't have it only when the victims come up, but every time you go to the doctor, it's not there. Herpes is traceable. It's traceable by genetics. They use it to confirm sexual predators on a regular basis. So this in and of itself tell you he was falsely accused, let alone all of the accusers was paid emolument by the government to sell him out. So if you don't know the intricacies of the case, then you shouldn't speak on it. We always speak on something we don't know about. That's one of the problems that's keeping us divided, conquered, and subjugated. Stop speaking on what you don't know about. Read the case. Read the case files. Read the rebuttal. They didn't have jurisdiction of original origin. They could have dismissed the case on jurisdiction alone, but they was determined to override the law in order to misapply the law. They had to bend the law to make it fit his case. They had to create a crime in order to accuse him of it. It's the same thing they did to Jeff Ford and Larry Hoover. They doing the crime. They accusing our leadership of the crime while they in the commission of the act. They doing it. They got caught. So they accusing them of being drug dealers. You can't get that quantity of drugs. If you're making more than a couple $1,000, couple $100,000 selling drugs, you're working with the feds, knowingly or unknowingly. When somebody bringing tons of drugs over here, and you are responsible to try to hold your community together from behind bars, the best you can do is manage it. You can't stop it because you ain't out there to put the strategies in play, and the ones out here don't have the leadership capability, or else you wouldn't need motherfuckers to be oppressed in prison to keep the effectiveness from the community. They didn't kill Fred Hampton because his skin color alone. They killed him because how he was able to communicate across the skin color barrier, the religion barrier, and his ability to unite people. They was more scared of that, right, than they was of just him because he was one of us. That leadership, you got to stop letting them kill our leaders. All they leaders is pedophiles and blood drinkers. And we letting their leaders tear our leaders down using the media that they control. With court systems that they using to implement martial law on the land. They don't have what you call proper jurisdiction to begin with. Everything outside DC is under tribal rule, tribal law, the law of the land, oral tradition. Right? So when they imposing their written laws on us, they overstepping their jurisdiction, they overstepping their boundaries. But we so busy helping them to tear our leadership down, and then we wonder why don't nobody want to step up and help us. Right? We the baddest people on the planet. So busy tearing each other down that we can't even help ourselves. Right? Because we following the script that the enemy brought. Go back to your own culture, go back to your own ways, and then we won't be falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Right? H. Rap Brown, they charged him, gave him life or so many years for shooting the police. If you watch the trial, pull his trial up on court TV and watch that shit to tell me you can actually believe this man is guilty. Right? But what we do, they got his ass. Lucky it wasn't me. We laugh at the leaders that fall, but won't none of them, one that's doing all of the laughing, step up and do nothing about the condition. They talking about reparations. I'm telling them we got something bigger than reparations. That's pocket change. They got you focused on reparations so you won't never realize you don't need it if you get the imposters off the land. But they got us in fighting about reparations.
So you got a list of violations that took place. But and then on top of that, on the June the 3rd, when I was in court, when they spoke about the so-called plea agreement, and I made it very clear to the judge at that time, which was not Royals, I said, he gave me the option to speak, and I said, first and foremost, the Goblin firm, the Goblin firm is not even supposed to be here because I removed them. They're not supposed to be here. Second of all, I'm under VC, or which is simply referred to as under duress. The judge asked me that. He said, what do you mean, Mr. George? I said, Your Honor, I was under duress. It's a file that I filed of torture that was backed up while they moved me from Atlanta down to Howard Richard Fields in prison so they could torture me into so-called a plea, which I didn't know nothing about. I didn't know nothing about no plea agreement. I didn't sign no plea agreement. I was under the nation when they have your videotape. I said, look at the videotape, and you can see I wasn't there physically. I was under some kind of duress.
What?
So Rossi.
5 in the morning, I wake up and open up shop. Neighbors is on it, they hating and calling the cops. When I'm on the corner, they sending informants to cop. When police patrolling, I chill in the store with the ox. When bitches is curving, I told them remember that shit. I just really wanted to hit, you was never that bitch. You better look a nigga up, you was never this slick. I'm getting chicken from Jamaica, I'm carrying shit. Cop the farm just to go nowhere. I just parking on the block cause I transformed there. And my prime like Optimus caught the glow there. I'm from Harlem downtown, you don't wanna go there. Harlem looking like a shooting range. They don't care what crew you playing when a toolie bang. They gon' whip on a nigga like Pootie Tang. Come back spinning shit like a boomerang. They in my DM like you always eating. I remember when these bitches wasn't always speaking. Started beefing for no reason, fell back like a vegan. Throwing soap on the season, swear my life is intriguing. I used to hop on the bus and hop on the train. I used to give them the dope, they shot in their veins. I used to sell me some coke, they caught me a chain. Mine's about till your blinkers off, you're not in my lane.
Call me Ghost, call me Phantom. Used to call the back to work, they would call me Yannon. If you hit me on the island, then you call me Tannin. Looked over the city, who saw me scanning. Took over the city, who saw me planet. Triple up a double cross, yeah, I'm backhanded. He ain't the best, yeah, I backhand him. Let off a couple shots with a gap that's random. Blood, money, and dirt balls to jerk off. When they in the pen, outside they get work off. European whips and muscle joints. I take a couple points, but I ain't touch a work, my nigga. Cause I'm saying dirt